Australia, the lucky country, a land of sunshine, beaches, and boundless opportunities. That's the image often portrayed to the world. And while Australia undoubtedly possesses many natural wonders and a laid-back charm, the reality for many Australians is increasingly at odds with this idyllic picture. Behind the postcard-perfect scenery lies a nation grappling with a complex set of economic challenges that are casting a long shadow over the lives of ordinary citizens. For generations, Australians have strived for a better future, embracing hard work and resilience as pathways to a comfortable life. But in recent times, the rungs on the ladder of opportunity seem to be growing further apart. The cost of living is soaring, housing affordability is in crisis, and job security is becoming increasingly elusive. The Australian dream, once seemingly within reach for so many, is now feeling increasingly out of grasp for a growing segment of society. Young people are burdened by student debt and face fierce competition for a shrinking pool of secure jobs. Families are struggling to make ends meet as wages stagnate and the cost of essentials like groceries, electricity, and fuel continues to climb. This essay aims to shed light on the economic struggles unfolding in Australia, exploring the factors driving these challenges and their impact on the lives of everyday Australians. It's a story of contrasts, a nation blessed with abundant resources yet grappling with inequality, and a growing sense of uncertainty about the future. One of the most pressing issues facing Australians today is the relentless rise in the cost of living. Inflation has become a persistent foe, eroding purchasing power and putting a strain on household budgets. The prices of everyday goods and services, from groceries to fuel and utilities, have been steadily climbing, making it increasingly difficult for families to make ends meet. Adding to the financial burden is the Reserve Bank's decision to raise interest rates in an attempt to curb inflation. While this measure is intended to stabilize the economy in the long run, it has had immediate and painful consequences for many Australians, particularly those with mortgages. The rising cost of borrowing has pushed mortgage repayments up significantly, leaving many homeowners with less disposable income and facing difficult financial decisions. The combined impact of inflation and rising interest rates is being felt acutely across Australian households. Families are being forced to cut back on essential expenses, dip into their savings, or take on additional debt just to stay afloat. The situation is particularly dire for low-income earners, pensioners, and those on fixed incomes who have limited capacity to absorb these rising costs. The great Australian dream of homeownership is slipping further out of reach for many as the country grapples with a severe housing affordability crisis. Property prices, particularly in major cities like Sydney and Melbourne, have skyrocketed in recent decades, driven by factors such as population growth, limited housing supply, and speculative investment. This surge in prices has made it increasingly difficult for first-time buyers to enter the market. Young people are finding themselves priced out of homeownership, forced to either continue renting for longer or move to more affordable, often regional areas. The rental market too has been impacted, with rents rising in tandem with property prices, putting further pressure on household budgets. The lack of affordable housing has far-reaching consequences. It contributes to financial stress and inequality, as those who are unable to enter the property market miss out on the wealth accumulation opportunities associated with homeownership. It also has social implications, potentially leading to increased homelessness, overcrowding, and geographic segregation. While Australia has historically enjoyed low unemployment rates, the job market is undergoing a period of transformation that is creating uncertainty and challenges for workers. The rise of automation and globalization, coupled with the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, has led to job losses in some sectors and increased competition for remaining positions. Furthermore, wage growth has stagnated in recent years, failing to keep pace with the rising cost of living. This means that even for those who are employed, their incomes are not stretching as far as they once did, making it harder to maintain their standard of living.